Hey, students of Central Baptist College PACE program. My name is Dr. Tim Brewer, and I have the opportunity to serve in the PACE department at Central Baptist College. And I want to say congratulations to you in continuing the process of furthering your education. I know it's not easy to do that. It takes discipline and hard work. And so congratulations to you. I just want to take a moment to share a devotional thought with you that I hope will be encouraging. Dealing with troubles. Yeah, maybe not the most encouraging thing to throw out there. Well, but it can be. It will be. I think when we think about this, what happens oftentimes when we're going through troubles is things become kind of blurry, kind of like behind me. You can't really tell what's going on. You probably can't discern what those objects are behind me or where I am. And sometimes trouble does that to us. It gets us kind of confused and we don't think straight all the time. So I just want to share this thought with you. I was thinking about trouble and some illustrations we have of this. Let me show you a few slides here. Um, First of all, troubles, that's what we're talking about. And then troubles can make us feel discouraged, but we don't want to stay there. Think about some people in the Bible that you might be familiar with, like Joseph. It was so unfair what happened to him. He was thrown into a pit. He was sold into slavery. He was accused of things he didn't do, just not right. What trouble do for him? Well, he didn't become bitter. He continued to trust in the sovereignty of God and ultimately became a high ruling official that saved his family from famine and helped begin the process of developing the whole nation of Israel. How about David? David, if you remember, he was anointed king at a young age. Remember the David Goliath thing? I probably remember David Bathsheba thing. But David, after he was anointed king, Saul was jealous of him. He had to flee and live in the wilderness and be on the run. What trouble do for him? Well, it provided him the opportunity to write some of the most beloved Psalms that have ever existed. As he shared his laments, he shared his praises, he shared his good times and bad times, the whole emotional spectrum inspired by God for us to have thousands of years later. What about the Apostle Paul? Well, when he was writing to the Corinthians, he was giving a list of all the things that he had suffered. He had been in shipwrecks. He had been beaten. He had been left for dead. He had been sick. All these things. What did trouble do for Paul? Well, especially the imprisonments. Just being a Christ follower, the imprisonments allowed him opportunity to write and to encourage others. It afforded him that opportunity that he made the most of. John Bunyan is another guy. Many years ago, he was in prison for being a Christian. He used that time to write one of the most famous allegories of all time, Pilgrim's Progress, that has encouraged people down through the generations. Horatio Spafford lost his family in a shipping accident. They drowned, a very discouraging time. But it was in the midst of that discouragement that he found peace with God and wrote one of the most beloved hymns that the church has had for generations. It is well with my soul. Another contemporary illustration would be Joni Eareckson Tada. She was in a diving accident as a child, became a paralytic, uh, paralyzed basically from the chest down. What did trouble do for her? Well, she became a prolific author, painter, singer, and she attributes that to the trouble in her life, gave her these opportunities to do these things. Here's the question for you. What's trouble doing for you? What are you doing with your trouble? James tells us in James chapter 1 that and I know this sounds odd to begin with, but it says, consider it all joy, my brothers, when you fall into trials of many kinds. Joy? Why? Because you know the testing of your faith is producing perseverance and maturity and Christ likeness as we trust God with our troubles. Or as Romans 8:28 and 29 tell us that God works all things together for good. Not that all things are good, but that God can work all things together for our good and His glory, conforming us into the image of Christ. Yes, there are going to be times like behind me, that's a fog, that there's a lack of clarity. But it's during those times of troubles, in our lack of clarity, that we trust the hand of a sovereign God who's working in and through us for His glory and our good and the edification of others, that we would trust in our times of trouble. I hope you can think on that. I hope you can see the faithfulness of God. And when troubles come, let's try to have the perspective of God is at work and God is fashioning me and making me into more like Christ, that we would trust that. And let's help one another in that. We need to remind each other of these truths. I thank you for your time and pray that you have a great semester, a great block, and that graduation is coming soon. So continue to persevere and you'll be a great success. Thank you.